Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, this is Alex. This is the Ramble. We go until midnight tonight, and we got a little special guest for you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not the resting corpse of Howard Hughes. That's Will Durst. God, Will, your hair is so long now.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, but what's with the hair? I mean, don't you want to get a haircut, or are you trying to get that? Look at me. I had a stroke look. What do you want?
No, I'm going for the aging hippie look.
The aging hippie? Oh, that's good. That's good.
The gray ponytail, yeah.
Yeah. You can teach now over at UC. Yeah, looking like that. Well, how are you doing?
I'm still in bed.
Oh,
how are you?
I thought by now you'd be tap dancing.
I think I have to tap dance on Tuesday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What happens Tuesday?
I have an evaluation.
Oh, the evaluation.
Yes.
You know what I hate about life? It's a series of tests. Okay? You know, it's a series of tests.
I like tests.
Well, I never like tests.
I do good in tests.
Well, so here comes this evaluation, yet another test in your life. And what are they evaluating for?
They're going to see if I show promise.
If you show promise.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And who decides that?
The person on the other side of the camera.
They're going to shoot you with a camera?
No, it's actually a Zoom. It's a Zoom evaluation.
Oh, really? And
they're going to decide whether or not I'm qualified to do this acute rehab program.
Well, what happens if you don't get it? Okay.
I just stay here and I don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, we got to rehabilitate you. We got to get that stuff.
I agree.
We got to get all that stuff working. You know.
Yeah, I need to go to a re-education camp.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a couple of impolite stroke victim questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I had a stroke?
We've done that bit before.
It never gets old.
By the way, it's nighttime here in New York City. That's my green screen. Anyway, where was
it?
That
is nice.
Okay, here's the impolite question. You're lying in bed. You had a stroke. You're lying in bed. You're there for 19 months. Okay, right? Do you ever get horny?
Yeah, some of these Filipino overlords.
Yeah.
My Filipino overlords are kind of cute. Yeah.
Yeah, really? I mean, so you still have the urge while you're lying there in bed for 19 months. In other words, it doesn't, the stroke effect has not diminished that part of you. So what we're determining is that a guy can have a stroke, okay, lose all feeling to his. Oh, there we just lost you there for a second.
It's like that Lenny Bruce routine.
Yeah.
So you were in the ambulance on the way to the hospital. You lost your leg, and you made a play for the nurse.
Exactly.
Yeah, got hot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say that he said a guy would be like, so really the stroke hasn't diminished desire.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. That's good. Well, that's good. It's bad too because it's kind of hard to, do stuff, But
yeah, but there's Kleenex everywhere.
Oh yeah. And lotion? Is it lotion?
And lotion.
And lotion? Well, you've got the kit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all you need. Yeah. But you can only do it with one hand.
Yeah, my right hand.
Is the left hand getting better?
The stranger? Yeah.
The stranger? Is that what you call it?
Well, that's what my left hand is, the stranger.
I remember when you ever like, we're losing your face. Yeah, give us your face. There we go.
Your switch hands?
No, but you sleep on your arm, okay? Okay, and
so it goes numb.
And it goes numb. Then you like jerk off with it, and it's like there's a stranger in bed with you. Yeah, I know the feeling. Yeah. So anyway, so your wife, the lovely and attractive and talented and excruciatingly funny.
Yes, Debbie, you're propagating the myth that Debbie is the funny one of the marriage.
Well, that may be a mistake for you to assume because you're both funny. See, I mean, that's the point. She's funny in a different way. She does different.
She makes me laugh.
Well, no, but she does a different kind of comedy. You know? By the way, the reason the camera's moving around a lot is because, number one, Will is holding on to the iPad, and then he's also in bed, and he also had a stroke. Yeah, there we go. See him shaking the camera?
That's my happy dance.
Is that your happy dance?
Yeah.
So where are we? The hand's working a little bit, she says. Okay.
It's me laughing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but the hand is working now, pretty much. You got it going.
Yeah. Here's a left-handed wave.
Really? What is that on your hand? There's something on your hand. Is that like a brace? No.
Oh, it's the sun.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Show us your face again. That's okay. Enough with the hand. Okay. Show us your face again. There we go. So he's having to do this all, and he
Yeah. Here's the right hand.
Yeah. I talk to a friend of mine every now and then who, in fact, he calls the show every night. His name is Jeff, and he had a stroke. And
good for him.
About 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago, and he has things that still have lasted with him. Like he still has a hard time reading, but everything else is fine. He drives a car, and he's up and going. So I have all the hope in the world that you can,
Yeah, I gotta get permission before I can drive a car.
Well, you're gonna have to get out of that bed before you can drive a car.
Well, I have to get permission from the DMV too.
Yeah.
They suspended my license.
Yeah. Did they do that automatically? They suspended your license
when
they heard you had a stroke?
When you have a stroke.
Isn't that really nice of the state? Doesn't that make you feel really good? Hey, listen, we just wanted to write you and tell you because you had a stroke, we're taking away your license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should make non-stroke victims feel good.
It makes non-stroke victims feel good. I'll tell you what happened. My friend Shecky. Did I ever introduce you to Shecky?
Yeah.
The legendary Shecky. Okay. Shecky
used to work in Letterman.
Yeah. Shecky got kind of like bleary or whatever while he was driving. He pulled over to the side of the road. And he just, he felt like he was going to pass out, but he didn't. And his friends were with him in the car, and so they got him to a hospital, and they called somebody and said, hey, our friend kind of got lost his bearings and so on and so forth. Next thing he knows, it gets a thing from the state. Your license has been suspended. Because you had a problem. You have to go to a doctor and be approved. Do you know how long that process took him? About 1.5 years to get his license back.
Shit, don't tell me that.
Yeah, in the meantime, he said, fuck you, I'm driving. He drove anyway. But only because he had this one incident of almost passing out or whatever. But first he pulled over to the side of the road before he passed out. And
so he was responsible.
Yeah, and some snitch in this car called the state or called somebody and said he looked like he was having a stroke or something, and they took away his license. Just boom, yanked it. You know.
Yeah, well, as a non-stroke driver,
Yeah.
you should be happy.
Well, who ratted on you to the state though that they took away your license?
Oh no, the hospitals have to.
They have to report it. What?
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. We have to call this person. We have to do this. We better call. Who do we call first? The wife, or do we call the DMV? You know. So.
Yeah, stroke or a heart attack.
A stroke or a heart attack, exactly.
Because if you have a heart attack, they figure, oh, one heart attack opens the gate for another heart attack. And we don't want them to have a heart attack while driving.
Well, they should take everybody's license away because everybody is subject to having a heart attack.
Yep, I agree.
You know, I mean, give me a break.
Yeah, that's one of the things I look forward to is driving.
Yeah. Well, you know, I don't know if I can drive anymore. Yeah, let's see your face anymore. I don't know if I can drive anymore. I haven't driven a car in 3 years.
You keep saying that, but you get behind the wheel and you remember what to do.
Oh, also, I get very tired lately, and I'm afraid that I'll just doze off while driving. You know?
Well, there's that.
I have just this great fear about getting a car and forgetting how to drive. So I'm going to go out to my friend Shecky's, and he's going to let me drive his car around the block just so I see that I remember how to do it. You know,
you better be careful. Somebody might call the cops.
Yeah. Well, if I suddenly
call the DMV and say, "Hey, this guy's thinking of driving. He hasn't driven it."
But if I got into a car and drove it, I think I would find that it would all come back very easily. You know, although now these cars have all this space equipment in them. You know, all these new devices.
It does take a while to figure out what everything works.
You know,
how everything works.
Tell me this: if you've been in a modern car, haven't you? I mean, you've rented one or something like that. You know, you've got the latest state of the art. When you were a kid and you had a car, what I'll tell you what I liked most was when I got into that car, took the key out, put it in the ignition, and turned the ignition. There was something about that ritual. Am I right?
And the radio comes on.
Yeah, but the ignition. And now it's a fucking push button. That's for pussies. Oh, I'm going to push a button and it's going to start the engine.
Yeah, you still got to put the key in.
No, I think now there's facial recognition and a whole bunch of other things that
Oh, you're right. They have key fobs.
Yeah, key fobs and things like that. So once you get into the car, it says, okay, you know, you can start the car. And you push the button, and the car starts. You know.
I'll tell you what I have on my radio. I have AM, FM.
Mm-hmm.
I have XM Sirius.
Yeah.
I have.
Boo! I hate XM Sirius because I used to be a big shot. Yeah, go ahead.
And I have a hard drive in my radio. So every time I put a CD in, it copies it.
Oh.
To the hard drive.
Ooh.
So I have the entire Beatles catalog, the entire Rolling Stones catalog.
All on this radio.
On the hard drive, yeah.
What kind of radio is it? Do you know?
No.
Yeah. Oh, really? I never heard that radios had hard drives so you could record your music on them. You know. But I guess you are allowed to record music off a CD if it's for your own private use and you own the thing you're copying it from.
Right.
That's at least what they say. What we do is something else altogether, right?
That's what some people do. I don't have time.
You don't have time. So anyway, what's your day like? I mean, is it exciting? Is it fun filled? I mean, what happens there? You're lying in bed. You got a TV set.
Got a TV set. I read a couple of newspapers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go through all the Marvel movies.
Yeah, right. Do you get Disney Plus at all on your TV?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch The Mandalorian?
I watched season 1. I'm saving season 2.
Yeah.
Watch with Debbie.
Yeah, it was good. It was
when I go
really
home.
good. It was the best Star Wars ever done since the first one, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, really, just had it touched all the touchstones of what made Star Wars popular. I love that show. And on Disney Plus, did you watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Falcon and the Snowman?
Snowman? This is Snow? No, it's not Snowman, is it? No, Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, but I got lost. I don't know who anybody is.
Well, that's because it's all refers to the Marvel films, which
I know, but I saw Civil War, but I saw it like
yeah.
In the 1860s.
Well, you can watch every film of that storyline.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU.
Yeah, so you start out with well, you can start out with what's his name,
Iron Man.
Well, you can start out with Iron Man, or you can start out with
no, you start out with Captain America.
Captain America, because that's the beginning, kind of the Avengers loop. Okay. And Iron Man comes into it, and so on and so forth, and you can follow.
And then the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, but the trouble is, I went and saw those movies when they were in the theaters, and I don't remember any of them. I mean, they're really just nothing but nonstop action, with a few plot points, and so
I like the individual ones.
I liked Captain America. I thought Captain America was terrific.
I like Captain America. I like Captain Marvel.
Kind of,
I like Doctor Strange.
I really like Doctor Strange.
I like Thor Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok is terrific.
It's funny.
But it was done by what's his name, Watanabe or whatever his name is.
I don't know.
The New Zealander. Yeah, great director.
But it was very funny.
Oh, it's a great film. I tried to get Marjorie to watch it, but she won't watch it with me. And I told her, this is one you will really like because it's funny. It tries to be more than an action film. And we both loved Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Love that.
One more than two.
But then they tried to incorporate them into the Avengers, and I went, come on, leave it alone. Don't ruin, the raccoon with the Avengers, right? So.
You know what I don't like?
What?
Is when they're all together.
Yeah, but that's the Avengers.
And each one gets 20 seconds.
Well, that's the Avengers, and
they're all equal.
Do you get HBO Max?
Yeah.
Did you watch Justice League?
I saw it in black and white.
What? You saw it?
Yeah, they got a version on HBO Max that's in black and white.
Well, not black and white. It's in square ratio. It's in the old square ratio.
I don't know.
Oh, there's 4.
It was in black and white.
Oh, really? There's 4.
Yeah.
There's 4 hours of that. 4 hours of it.
I didn't see the original one, so I don't know what the difference.
Well, it's just Batman and it's Superman and it's Wonder Woman and it's it's.
Yeah, but that's where they introduced Wonder Woman.
Oh, by the way, the Wonder Woman movie I liked a lot.
Yeah, I did too. I even liked Aquaman.
I didn't watch Aquaman yet. I just somehow Aquaman was one of those comic book
it's got
characters.
Nicole Kidman in it.
Well, but it made no sense to me. As a kid. I never liked Aquaman. What, he's underwater, he talks to fishes. I mean, come on. Not my favorite. My favorite always was when I was growing up, even when it was just kind of like a comic book type character. Get yourself framed a little more. There we go. My favorite was Batman. I always liked Batman.
Mine was Spider-Man.
Really?
Because he was the nerd in high school.
Yeah, I didn't have Spider-Man when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, there was the DC universe, and it was like Superman, and more the comic book Superman. But Batman rather. But the reason I like Batman is that Batman was a human being who had to train himself really well to do what he did. So that I, as a kid, could relate to that because, hey, if I work hard enough I can be Batman, right?
Yeah, there's a scene in one of the movies where Spider-Man turns to Batman and says, "What do you do? What's your superpower?" He says, "I'm rich."
Yeah. That was in one of the Justice League movies, and it wasn't Spider-Man that asked him; it was the Flash that asked him, "What is it you do?" He says, "I'm incredibly rich or wealthy."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm rich.
Yeah, but he was able to do it, and so I kind of related to that. Superman, on the other hand, came from another planet. He had to actually dress down in order to be Clark Kent. All these other people had to dress up to be what they were. He was the only character that had to kind of dress down so nobody would know who he was. So that had a different... But I knew I could never come from another planet. I could never be a Superman. But I could be Batman.
A Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Batman. So have you seen any good movies lately?
I still like Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Except for the third. I went and watched the third one again. It's okay, but it's not great. The
second one is great.
And the first one's terrific. Batman Begins, the whole origin story.
Yeah.
Is really good. And if you really like that, and you're getting you get Netflix, I would imagine. Okay, go there. They've got all the episodes, all the seasons of Gotham, the Batman.
Yeah. I watched Gotham. I watched the first season.
Yeah, it's a great show.
And then I watched a couple episodes of the second season, and then I went, all right, it's the same thing.
No, but it gets better. Gets much better. I think it was by the time it ended up, it was so well done, and the characters were so well developed that it was really a great show. I got Marjorie to watch the whole 5 seasons, and she was reluctant in the beginning to watch it, and some girlfriend of hers says it's a great show. So then she figured she'd watch it. I watched the whole 5 seasons again with her.
Have you seen Tenet?
Yeah, I didn't like that. We were watching it yesterday, and I watched it once before, and Marjorie was suddenly watching it, and I said, "You really want to go through this? It's 2 hours and 30 minutes, and I defy you when it's over with to tell me what the hell happened."
Well, I like the idea. I'm just trying to... I like Nolan. I didn't like Inception when I first saw it until I saw it like the second or third time.
Well, this is the second
now
time.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Second time for me on Tenet, and I still don't see what he was trying to do there, and I don't know if he accomplished it either.
They're being attacked by the future.
But...
Which is a great idea.
But then they go and everybody's going backwards, and some people are going forwards, and it's like it becomes somewhat indecipherable, I mean, it's a great idea that probably would have taken maybe a better filmmaker to do it and make it real to the audience. But this thing was all over the place, And at the end, I looked at her and I said, "Okay, tell me what it's about." And she goes, "I don't know." So.
Well, it's like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
He was searching for the Horcruxes. The 9 Horcruxes.
Well, you see, I didn't get that far in the Harry Potter films. I imagine you did.
Oh, that's 7 that's 6 and 7.
Yeah. Yeah. What happens at the end of the whole Harry Potter series?
He kills what's his name?
Whoever the guys without the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or without the nose or something.
He kills him by talking him to death.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? Sheer boredom killed him?
Yeah. He kills,
Hey, listen, I just looked at the time here, and I think we got to bring this to a close. Otherwise,
we're having fun.
I know we're having fun, and we'll do this again.
Okay.
You know, it's so easy to do it, and it's great talking.
I'm gonna watch Tenet again.
Okay, go watch it again.
I've seen it 3 times.
Okay, maybe you're starting to make sense of it, ladies and
I
gentlemen.
am.
Stay where
I am.
stay where you are after we sign off here, because I want to talk to you some more. But
I'm not going
anyway,
anywhere.
thank you, Will. Will Durst,
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen.
Pshaw.
Somewhere
It's for your fans. They come on for your fans because you have the smartest fans ever.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Anyway, I thank you so much, and we'll talk to you really soon, ladies and gentlemen. That's Will Durst right there. Thanks, Will.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Now in our 6th year, this is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network. Talk like you've never heard it before.
Hey, that's Will Durst, live from his bed. Oh boy. We just hope he gets better. God, we miss him, but we're trying to prevent you from missing him, because you can see him right here every couple of weeks, talking with us, and I figure it's kind of a form of therapy that we're forming here. So I'm going to send him a bill, because I can use the money, and whatever. Anyway, it is time for us to go to our citizen panel. There doesn't seem to be much of a citizen panel forming right now. We keep losing somebody. We got just one person in our citizen panel. So it's come to this, has it? Yeah, right. It's come to this. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. If he even gets, let's see here. Gallery. There we go. Hi. That's it.
Well,
that's like
right.
I'm doing my Phil Meyer thing here.
Gee. Where's everybody at?
No, I don't
8
know.
o'clock.
I don't know.
That's weird.
It's come to this. It's come
good
to
to
this.
see you, Alex.
Yeah. It's good to see you too. Let's see here. Here comes Trucker Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure others will be coming.
I doubt it. If not, we'll sign off early. What the hell,
Right.
Let Jack go on whenever he wants to go on. So, anyway, so how you doing, Alan?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
I didn't see the first half hour of your pre-recorded whatever. I missed it.
Will Durst? Oh, it's very good.
I'll go back and watch it later, I'm sure.
He's
I like him. He was in the Bay Area and the state of California, water rights and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
For years.
Yeah. Yep.
There's Jeffrey.
Love him dearly. We keep losing people. We keep losing. Trucker Steve has some kind of problem signing on from wherever he is. But, he's in the... here we go. Here comes Trucker Steve again. He's having some kind of problems. I don't know where he is. Where do you think he is? I think he's in Canada. I think he made it to Canada, but that's just my thinking. You're having trouble getting on tonight, right, Steve? Steve? He's having trouble hearing. Yes, Steve. Trucker Steve. You having some trouble getting on tonight?
Yeah, I'm kind of parked away from the truck stop building, so I only got one bar. That's it.
Oh, okay.
I might be in and out.
They have a Wi-Fi in the...
Yeah, Flying J Wi-Fi.
What's it called?
And Flying J Wi-Fi, the truck stop.
Uh-huh.
And
well, there we go.
And they ran out of parking spots, so I'm kind of parked a little bit away from the building.
Yeah. Are you having trouble finding gas at all because of the gas shortage?
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, that's good. How about you guys? Having trouble finding gas anywhere? No?
No, you just got to pay more.
You just got to pay more. How much is it?
I saw it around $3.
$3?
Oh, you poor thing. It's over $4 in the Bay Area.
Is it really?
Yes.
God, I remember gasoline. Are you ready for this? Hold on to your seats.
7 cents a gallon.
No. I think, if I remember correctly, the lowest I saw it go when I was a kid was about, I think it went to 9 cents a gallon.
And
that was during a gas war.
Wow.
They would have these wars, and they got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and this one got down to about 9 cents. But usually they hovered around 17 cents, 19 cents a gallon.
There was a lot of big tada, I remember, while I was in high school.
Yeah.
Because the pumps were going to change to have to go to $1 from 99.9 above that, and so there were all the station owners complaining about having to replace the pumps.
Wow.
They had another digit.
Yeah, right. For the reason of another digit. Yes.
Yeah, but it was it's gotten very expensive. I mean, if you think about when I was a kid, 9 cents a gallon, even accounting for inflation, it was still much cheaper back then. I mean, what would 9 cents a gallon be now? Maybe 50 cents, 75 cents a gallon.
I don't know. Charlie's the mathematician.
What they would do is they would have these gas wars, these price wars, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that sometimes there would be a gas station, independent gas station, who had a great corner, okay, and so here would come Chevron and decide to put them out of business because they wanted the business on that crossroad, the cross streets. So what they would do is they would open what was called a Yellow Dog gas station. It was called Yellow Dog. And the Yellow Dog would come in and just sell stuff for like a penny,
Wow.
and put the guy out of work, close his gas station. That was what went on back in the day. And they put a lot of people out of business that way. And then what would happen is once the guy couldn't afford it any longer and closed his gas station, his little mom and pop gas station, they would close down the Yellow Dog and put up a Chevron.
Yep.
Or a Richfield. I'm not going to just single out Chevron.
Well, around here, Chevron thinks they're the Rolls Royce, and so they charge 20 or 30 cents a gallon more than anybody else in the city.
Well, did they get business?
Yeah.
Why did they get business?
In San Francisco, I know the entrance to the Bay Bridge, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the other people, Charlie and Jeff, may know that area too. But going east towards Oakland, there are 4 Shell stations, no more than 2 blocks apart from each other. And the one, the one's like I haven't been there in a couple months, but the one's like $4, and the next one is $4.25, and the next one, and the most expensive one right next to the on-ramp is like $5.50, and people are waiting in line to get gas.
Well, because they're afraid they're not going to be able to get over the bridge because they're pinning the gas tank. But in San Francisco, I remember I lived in the Marina, and there was Lombard Street, and that was the street you went down to get to the Golden Gate Bridge. And the closer you got to the Golden Gate Bridge, the higher the prices at the gas stations.
Right.
If you were to just go, I don't know, a couple of blocks either way and find another gas station, you'd be fine. You'd be, but and I lived in the Marina, so the closest gas stations were those gas stations. But then again, they were starting to get expensive. I think when I stopped driving in the Bay Area, it was up to about $2.20 a gallon or something like that. But I haven't had a car. God, for a kid who was raised in California, and you're raised with a car on each foot, I haven't driven a car. I haven't owned a car since 2004, 2003. So that's how many years ago? That's almost 18 years ago, and I haven't owned a car. And you know something? Saved a lot of money. I mean, think about it. I mean, what keeps costing me money and costing me money and costing me money is the payment on the car. Okay, we got that one. You got the insurance, and then the gas. And between all of those, I mean, you could send a kid to college. And then what's even crazier is if you have a house, you actually built a room for the car to live in.
Yeah, you need a
garage.
Yeah, which is bigger, by the way, than the room the baby has.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do we admire more than anything else? The American automobile.
Yeah, sure.
Now you don't own an automobile, do you, Tony?
My brother does. Actually, we.
I don't care about your goddamn brother. I asked
really,
if you.
just answer the question.
Technically, no, I don't.
Okay.
But actually, my dad's car is partly mine now, so I got it.
Where's your dad's car?
It's in the garage. It's a Chevy. So my brother uses it. We use it for the dogs when we take them to the park because it's low to the ground.
What?
My brother has a big truck. They don't like to jump in the truck because it's high. So we use my father's old Chevy. It's low. It's a small car. They can go right in because it's like low to the ground. The truck is too high up, I guess. For
this is this is very interesting.
Yeah.
It's extraordinarily interesting.
No, but I don't drive any. I want to take a refresher course maybe or two.
I'm afraid. Now, the last time I drove was about 3 years ago when I rented a car.
Was it hard to go back in?
No, I got right into it, but I don't know if I can now. I'm worried about it. I'm worried that my eyesight's not what it used to be, and that I get drowsy and all those other things, and I'm worried about driving. So what I'm going to do is Shecky has said I can come out to his place and I can take his automobile out and drive it around the block a couple times. They say, it's kind of like sex. You never forget how to do it.
And his area is quiet out, so it wouldn't be that busy. Like over by me, it's
yeah. But I mean, it was just, but the only thing that worries me about it, okay, is that the cars now, and I'm a technology guy, right? Right.
Yeah, you're pretty cutting it. You're on top of everything.
Yeah. I look at the panel on these cars, and it looks like I'm driving a goddamn, spaceship.
My father's car's old, so it's kind of like doesn't have anything. But my brother's car has he has a BMW. It's like it's got everything in.
If you get a Tesla, they've got a screen the size of a large iPad.
Oh, they look nice.
In the Tesla. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, and everything's push button, and you go here and you go. It would take me a week to figure it all out. I just want a car I get in and drive, and that isn't a spaceship. Am I right, Charlie? Are they getting that way?
I've never been in a Tesla.
Yeah, but you have a car. You have a car, right?
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah. What kind of car do you have?
I have a Chevy Malibu.
Yeah. Okay. And
in Texas, there's Chevy Malibus all over the place.
Yep.
You want to laugh, Alex? I was walking to the bakery today to get some bread.
Yeah.
And I saw like an old beat up car. I can send you the picture. I thought of Phil because this guy had stickers all over the back. F. de Blasio, impeach Cuomo. There was another one, something with what's her name that he hates. What's the lady in the house that he hates? The one from San Francisco?
Oh, Pelosi.
Oh, Dumb Pelosi. It had all bumper stickers all over the back. I sent Phil the picture. I said, "Is this your car?"
Well, if you want to hate Biden, I perfectly understand that. But first, find something with justification to hate him about. If you just hate him because he's not a Republican, that's not enough of a reason to hate him. Wait for him. What? If I ask somebody, what's he done bad? They really can't figure anything out because he hasn't been president long enough,
True.
So I mean, I just that gets to me. But anyway, getting back to cars. Oh, today, this was the trifecta, okay, of technical problems. Okay, first of all, I'm here with my computer and I get a call from Jack Bishop, and I had called Jack because I wanted to talk to him because he's thinking about going to Zoom, and I can't see any reason for him to go to Zoom. I mean, Skype is working perfectly well for him.
Last week you were trying to talk him into it.
Well, but then I told him I had second thoughts about it because I figured, how's it going to improve his show? I need it because I do this, okay, with the video and everything, so I need Zoom's very easy to use for me. But for him, I said, there's no reason for you. If you're using Skype and you have no problems with it and it doesn't go down on you, Or if it goes down on you, it might be wonderful. But it goes down. It doesn't go down on you. You can go right ahead. So I'm talking to him, and as I'm talking to him about that, all of a sudden, my entire system here, I start getting the beach ball of death. Which, if anybody has a Mac, you know what that is. Okay. And so I tell him I can't talk to you right now. I'll call you back. And I get off and I reboot the machine, right? And the machine reboots up, and I then go over to my OBS to see if it works okay, and I turn it on, and it immediately does that thing it did with all the USB ports dying on me. So I did away with it. I turned it off. And what I did is I put in a new strip of for USB ports in my empty port, so that I could just put my cameras, my 2 cameras there. And I booted the whole thing up, and then I had another problem, one thing and another, but I finally got the thing working, as you can tell, because we're doing the show tonight. And I think that may have solved the problem, oddly enough, of the USB. I'm not saying a word yet. This thing went for almost 3 weeks without going down, and then it went down the minute I rebooted the machine. So, but anyway, I got that going, and I'm trying to solve that problem, and now here comes Jack again, and he's calling me, and I say, just stay there, I'll get back to you, because he was having trouble booting up his machine so that we could do what we had to do. So I then am trying to solve this, and Marjorie goes, my scanner isn't working.
Oh, really?
Okay, wait a minute. And I think I've got this thing fixed. So now I run over and I'm fixing the scanner, okay, which is still a problem. And I get another call from Jack. Are you ready yet? So now I go back to Jack and I tell him what he's got to do. Somehow what happens is whenever he's talking to his people, if any of you call Jack and he plays music and he plays audio, you can't hear it. And he didn't know why, and I told him, go to Skype, okay, go to the audio. What's your audio input? He says, I don't know, it's this or that. And I said, not that. Do you have line in? He said, yeah. I said, click on that. It'll work from here on in. So now all you people who call Jack can hear the music at the beginning and end of the show. Yeah. I think I may have gotten it wrong, but what I'm doing is I'm juggling all this technology. My machine is down, her scanner isn't working, Jack's machine is taking forever to load up, and I'm going, geez, God, what the hell? It was one of those technologically inefficient days.
Well, you live on a high floor. There's a way to solve the scanner problem.
Yes.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, and right
Tell
now...
her I'm busy, and the scanner goes out and says, now it won't work. You go.
Because they're doing the pointing, and they don't want the chips to fall on people below, so they charge the guy who owns the place $50,000 a month for that scaffolding, okay? So if I want to throw it out the window, it won't hit anybody. So it'll just wind up on the scaffolding. So
I think the funniest out the window thing I ever saw was a friend of mine's wife and him were in a hotel. I was in another room, but I went to their room, and the wife was complaining about everything. She wasn't even Jewish, but she was complaining about everything, and the toilet plugged up. And the window, there was a big sliding glass window and a little patio, and it went into a courtyard. And he jerked the toilet off the floor and threw it out into the courtyard.
Okay.
Really?
Well, the hotel told them, we don't have anybody to fix the toilet for, a couple days. It's a weekend. Sorry, no other rooms. And he said, well, that's okay. Whatever. And so the toilet with all the mess in it went right out the window.
Wow. But anyway, so that was my problem today. You
got it fixed, though.
Well, I think maybe I do. So far, it isn't. The USB ports aren't freezing up, and it might have been because I had the 2 Logitech cameras in there, and so I just switched them to this other strip, which is a pretty powerful strip. It's got a lot of electricity.
Is Skype video also?
What?
Is Skype video?
Yeah,
also?
it is. Yeah, but if he were to go video, I'd have him go to Zoom. but I don't see him going. I don't see a reason for him to go to Zoom. You do Jack's show, Charlie.
Yeah.
Do you go to you figure using Zoom would improve anything?
Well, it probably wouldn't change anything than what he's doing now, except that we could have somebody else on. Some of the people that can't seem to get on with Skype.
Well, I mean, who can? Skype is just as easy, believe it or not. You know, it's just you have to have.
There's several people that have trouble with it.
Really?
For some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, all you got to do, I mean, it's actually easier, believe it or not, because all you guys have to have that address for this, which you can go to gabnet.net and the address is there. Okay?
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to have that. And I can't call anybody. I can't call any of you guys. You have to call me. If I were to, when I do an interview with Will Durst, he has to call me. Okay? Whereas with Skype, you can call them. You know.
Well, over the weekend, this last weekend, I figured Jack will never get on Zoom, and I want to get on the show. So I spent an hour and a half with the Skype program crashing every 5 minutes, and so I finally took it off and said, "It just isn't working."
Why was it crashing? Shouldn't have.
I have no idea.
I mean, I know it's not.
I downloaded it from Skype.com. That didn't work. I turned off all my things that, you know, all the browser extensions and stuff. That didn't work.
Skype's pretty easy to install.
Well, it wouldn't install. I have a new Windows. I have a real powerful a gaming computer that I don't use for
You
gaming.
shouldn't have any trouble. I mean, I've got a raggedy PC over here that doesn't have a lot of power, and it loads up Skype very nicely.
All right, good.
You know, I mean, all I'm saying is that you know, I just don't know that Zoom is any better for what he's doing. Okay, so why change and why have to suddenly tell his audience, here's the address you got to call and go over to the, you know, I'd put it up on Gabnet.
Isn't Skype limited by the number of people versus Zoom? You can have
no, not really. According to Skype, you can have 100 people now.
Oh,
yeah, they've upgraded.
Yeah, that's what they say. You know, I mean, I can have up to 20 people per panel here, and then if there's more people, it will just put them on another panel. But I'm in no fear of that. Okay, because every day the audience gets smaller, so I figure I'm not going to.
Saw you and me talking, and look at all the people that come on.
Yeah, right. By the way, anybody have any idea how we can get more people to call and how we can get more people to watch? You know, I've given up on it. I think Facebook has done something that's fucked me over in trying to get. Yeah, well, they stopped with what they called listener parties or whatever, and so I don't have that method of letting people know there's a new episode, and it just sits there, and even my Monday shows, which usually get a lot of people because it's going out on Facebook, the numbers are much lower. And I think there's something that Facebook is doing to fuck over people. I think if I paid for something,
imagine that.
If I paid for something, I might start getting a better deal.
Maybe if Facebook allowed Trump to come back on, then this show would become popular. I don't know.
Here's the soda I don't usually drink.
Invite Trump on your show.
There's
green stuff. It's almost zero calories, Alex.
Huh? Yes, 0 calories. Well, look at that. See, I mean, it's just a floating cap.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's the green stuff.
Yeah, but you got to give yourself some credit, Alex. I mean, no one of your condition would even have a clue how to fix a computer. I mean, my father's 75, and he barely knows how to turn one on. It would be. I mean, you're kind of a rare bird for that.
I've been doing this for a long time,
right?
And I always loved computers. You know, I love technology, and as we embrace new technologies, I was happy it arrived. But I have to tell you that certain concepts are starting to elude me. You know, I mean, I can fix a small problem like that for Jack. I hope it fixes it. I hope it doesn't screw things up. And I don't think it will. But nevertheless, it's, you know, it's kind of iffy, you know. as to whether I'm not getting a little worse every day. I mean, I find certain things that I do every day here, I'm not doing as well as I used to, kind of by rote, you know. What did I find out the other day? I forgot to do something. All of Jack's shows this month have been posted as being April, you know. So, you know, the things I forget to do. Are you outside, Ray, or is that a blue screen?
I'm outside.
Oh, okay. And what are you eating?
French bread.
Did you bring enough for the rest of the class?
Yeah, really.
I did.
Yeah.
One of us could probably get over there while it's still hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually could. I think my
Yeah.
wife made it. Oh,
Oh,
no.
really?
She bought it at this French bakery near our house. Awesome. Sorry.
Sounds like you like
Yeah. You know what I miss from San Francisco? Sourdough French bread.
Oh, yeah.
Just
That's what I
miss
just
it.
had.
Yeah. I miss that.
What brand
so
did
good.
you like, Alex? Maybe I can get it overnighted to you.
Oh, I used to like Lara Baru, but I don't know if they make it anymore.
I never heard of that. What name
This
another
is homemade one.
Well, I don't know. Most of them are pretty good. You know what I like? As opposed to the loaf, I like the round one.
That's the one my
Yeah.
roommate always gets. Gets it at Costco or Safeway or somewhere. I
Yeah,
don't
but
know.
how good can Costco sourdough French bread be?
Well, they get it from San Francisco,
You
so it
know.
must be okay.
Hey,
In
Dr. Allen, there is a place near our Costco here that's like a mom and pop place in the middle of this industrial area, and they make it there. The
Really?
round ones, sourdough. I just ate. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's the
Well,
best
give me
anywhere.
the name. Send it
Okay.
to me over Messenger or something after the show, and
Okay.
I'll see if I can send one to Alex. Make him happy.
Okay. Okay.
Part of the reason why sourdough French bread isn't as good here is because it doesn't travel well.
Nothing's as good in New
It doesn't
York.
travel well. It's like lobsters. You can't get good lobsters in California.
No, but you can get them in New York.
Yeah, but because they put them in a truck. Excuse me, Trucker Steve, but they put them in a truck and they ship them, and by the time they get here, they went, I don't want to taste as good anymore, you know, and they
We have lobsters here, but we don't.
yeah.
But they're different ones, and we don't. For some reason, they don't sell them in the damn store.
really.
But I've caught them when I used to spearfish, and
Oh,
they're a different kind of lobster
Yeah,
in the East
yeah.
Coast.
You know what I liken it to? What I liken it to is they just announced that they're giving vaccinations in the subway. Now, I don't know about you, but the one place I don't want to get a vaccination is a subway. Okay?
They're desperate.
I mean, years ago, they used to have, remember, Tony, they had candy machines
You know
in
what I
the
used to do,
subways.
Alex?
What?
Yeah. You know what I used to do? The Scientologists used to always be when I used to get off the train and go to Midtown Comics. They used to always sit there. Would you like your hand read? So they used to put the meter on me. I used to sit down and
But
play.
I'm,
rub them in
but
and
I'm
leave.
talking about candy
the candy
bars.
machines?
The candy
that's
machines.
yeah.
And
I
don't think anybody ever bought one.
No.
I mean, so I don't want to get a vaccination in the subway. I'm sorry.
Didn't they put the candy machine in the subway to hide the urine smell?
There's no urine smell in the.
There was.
Can you
when I
imagine
was
what the
in
bathrooms look like in the subway stations? I never saw one.
Did you ever go into one?
No. I mean, you'd have to be desperate to go.
You
take
have
a
to be
pee.
peeing your pants before you'd use one of those
Yeah.
things. Yeah. But I don't think they have toilets anymore in the subways.
No.
I don't think. Yeah.
Jeez.
But anyway, so Scott, how's everything where you are?
Actually, you haven't heard the big news from Ohio?
No.
We
What's
have a COVID sweepstakes.
Oh, I read about that. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Have you read about this?
So, any adult who gets vaccinated, they'll pull your name 5 consecutive Wednesdays. You get $1 million.
Yes.
That'll do it.
Get a
then the
vaccination,
kids-
win $1 million.
Yeah, they're going to pull names for the kids who are getting vaccinated, and they get a scholarship to one of the state schools.
Wow.
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 Yeah, but wow. Okay, I work for the Gov State Health Department. They cut our programs drastically. They took money away, 2.5% pay cut for the supervisors, and now they're giving away millions of dollars.
Yeah, I mean,
well, here's the only problem I got with that. With the whole
free.
thing.
They should just get it.
I mean, it's fun. The concept is fun. In fact, I like the fact that somebody downtown is saying, get a jab, get a free joint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they're giving away pot if you go and get a shot.
Pot
for a shot. Pot for a shot. Anyway, so, but the thing that bothers me is, do you really need to give that incentive? I mean, how stupid are people if they don't want the shot? Oh, well, I'll do it for $1 million. What?
Really stupid.
People are really
You know,
stupid.
and what are you what are you encouraging by giving away the $1 million for a shot?
Next thing, gonna chase him with a needle. Come on, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna get
two. I'll just jab you
Hey,
quick.
give me.
Don't give it to them if they don't want it. I mean, you have to bribe them.
Yeah, maybe in Ohio the police will pull you over and say you got a ticket, or I give you an injection.
Ah, yeah.
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 How many people will take the injection then?
DeWine is not on the good side of his constituents.
Brian's looking like he's saying it's not a good idea.
Yeah, they're going to ask where the money's coming from. I just don't see him being able to do this.
Yeah. What, Brian?
They're lowering the age. I guess they're getting ready to do that, right? 12 to 17.
Wait a minute. Is that for Epstein? Jeffrey Epstein? They're lowering the age. No, is it for Matt Gaetz? They're lowering the age.
Gates, yeah.
That's the better joke. I don't know why I can't.
The FDA and the CDC approved the Pfizer vaccine for 12 to 15-year-olds now.
And the new Epstein vaccine.
The Epstein.
Epstein-Barr vaccine.
My granddaughter is already set up. She's 12. She's 13.
She's 13. Is she
gonna get
up? What do you mean she's set up? She has an appointment?
How'd she get set up? Oh, okay.
Is it the same shot they're giving adults, or is it a little weaker?
I think that it's a little lesser.
Oh, it's like a half dose or something. I heard something like that. Yeah.
It's still 2 doses.
Gee, it's funny. Yeah. It's funny. We had like 39. We had 39 people here a couple of minutes ago, and now we're down to 34.
That's because they're here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're boring.
I was one of them.
Oh, and then you hung up. I see.
I was one of them.
Yeah, because it was on my phone.
Oh, I see. So what happened was, I was being led to believe that those were people that were actually watching. It turns out that you're members of the citizen panel, so when you quit watching and came on here, I lost you. Okay.
Ray, we should get back on so it looks like more people are listening when we're on.
Okay, all right. I'll let my phone battery run down.
Well, wait a minute. What are you using to do this, Ray?
My MacBook Air.
Oh, okay. Where are you?
Yeah.
Where are you?
In the backyard.
Oh, you're in the backyard.
In my backyard.
Okay. Yeah. Because the perfect picture looks great. You know.
Yeah, and it's way darker than that.
Yeah.
It's the camera that's upping the exposure.
Yeah.
Because it's almost completely dark.
The sun's gone, right? The sun's gone.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's
good.
Yeah. It looks like the sun is out still for you.
So, what else is happening in Ohio? Anything of note?
Trying to think the COVID. Everyone. Oh, well, he's rescinding the mask order June 2nd.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's arguing that 98% of the hospitalizations are people who do not get the vaccine right now. So they're like, you get the vaccine, you're fine. So he's given,
Well, here's what I would say. Okay, again, why make this easier on those people? Why don't we say, if you don't get a shot, you got to wear the mask. If you get a shot, you don't have to wear the mask. Make your choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So 4 minutes ago, I got a pop-up and it says Governor Newsom is not going to change the mandate. You still will have to wear a mask indoors after June the 15th.
Okay.
In California. Well, he had originally said for months he was going to relax all the rules. The interesting thing also that I found is last year we were $55 billion in the hole, and this year he's given $600 checks to everybody that pays their taxes because we have a surplus. Well, I call that surplus buying votes because he's in a recall.
Well, can you blame him?
No, I don't blame him.
I mean, every time Cuomo was accused of by another woman, okay, by another woman, it was like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna do a whole thing, so. It's.
I think you should have sent you all New Yorkers every time you had another woman got involved some money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So but anyway, I mean it's. Tony
can go get his driver's license.
Tony can go get his driver's license.
I have my
extra money.
Oh really? Okay. All right. But anyway, so let me see here. Where were we? Oh yeah. So I mean, Cuomo every time he'd be accused by some woman of patting her on the ass or something or looking at her tits, they lowered the capacity of raised the amount of capacity, So anyway, I just noticed if I do that to my computer, it screws up my picture. Oh, okay. Sorry, folks, if I caused a problem there. I won't.
I joined back on my phone, so you got another person.
Yeah. Let me see here. Well, we're but we're down to 33.
Yeah.
Oh, someone left.
Yeah.
I was telling my 18-year-old son today that Richard Dawson used to kiss every woman on Family Feud.
Yes, he did.
And he was like, "What?" He was disgusted. He thought that was like the most disgusting thing he's ever heard. He's 18.
Well, to begin with, he kissed him on the cheek. He didn't like.
No, he kissed most of them on the mouth.
Really?
No, he kissed him on the lips sometimes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he stick tongue in there?
Almost always.
Almost always did tongue?
No, I don't see.
Tongue only for the young, good-looking ones. But he even kissed the old ladies on the lips.
Mm-hmm.
If he were still alive, they'd make a big deal out of that he'd done that 20, 30 years ago on TV.
Oh yeah.
And that's ridiculous. They shouldn't. I'm tired of all of this.
Don't you usually ask a lady when you're dating her with tongue, without tongue?
Well,
I'll wait for her to stick her tongue out first.
No, I wouldn't.
There you go.
Oh, well, you're a gentleman.
Absolutely.
Every morning, that's the first thing I say to my wife: tongue or no tongue.
Oh, that's great, Ray.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman.
Well, I kiss Marjorie goodnight every night, and I don't ask her tongue or no tongue because I couldn't get a tongue in there if I tried because she's got a bite plate she has before she goes to sleep. She got a bite plate in there, and I'm going.
Wait, nothing is sacred in that household, is it?
Well, no, I mean, come on. It's nothing more. There's nothing less romantic than kissing a woman with a bite plate.
Unless she's about ready to fart.
Except maybe a woman who doesn't have her teeth.
A gummer.
I went out with a woman once, and we were getting ready to do the nasty, and she takes her goddamn teeth out.
Yeah.
Now
that's awesome.
Now,
yeah,
what do you mean that's awesome?
That's pretty.
Nice and smooth.
Well, think about it.
That's what we called a gummer. Instead of a Hummer, it was a gummer.
Somebody didn't have
Flat head and 3 feet tall.
You don't have to worry about anything.
Oh my! What did you say? Somebody
The perfect woman, no teeth, flat
That's
head,
right.
and 3 feet tall.
That's right. The 3 feet tall is so you can put your beer or
You do realize?
Do
Do you realize
dentist?
Do you realize that joke, Ray, will prevent you from ever working in theater again? Because somebody will find this show and say, "Did you hear what Ray Renati said about women?"
That's already happened to me. So I give up. I'm already blacklisted. No, I can't believe I said that. No, I'm not.
No,
No, I've had problems with things I've said, and they're the most innocent shit.
Nobody watches
really?
this show.
I mean,
Don't worry,
like what?
Ray.
Can you tell us?
Okay, yeah. like, okay, so on Facebook, there are like people will say something about Black Lives Matter, and these white people will come and say, "Oh yeah, we're so bad, we're the most terrible. The theater is so prejudiced." I mean, and I'll go in and just be logical and say, "Well, how do you know this information?" Like they'll accuse somebody or something, and just because I question it, everyone's on my fucking case like crazy.
Oh yeah,
like the McCarthy hearings type. I don't even talk anymore. I'm not prejudiced.
You know, as someone who does a talk show or did a talk show for years, I think by now I'd probably be off the air just for something I had said.
Sure.
Probably.
You know?
You would, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the things you said, some of the things you said, you can't get away with that anymore.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, I keep thinking.
There's no irony left.
Well, I keep thinking, are there any women out there who could claim something about me? You know, and I can't think of one. You know,
horrible sex, didn't like my teeth, my back wasn't big enough. I don't know.
My head wasn't flat.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
I put some.
Sorry. What? Go ahead.
I put some pictures on Facebook because I've done a lot of photography of events and shows, and there were some Black people underneath. I put a bunch of pictures, but they weren't on the front, and people were trashing me in the theater community because I didn't put Black people in the front pictures, and I didn't have no. Facebook ordered them, you know.
Yeah. My answer to that would simply be, hey, I'm white, and outside of Charlie Wallace and Jack Bishop, I don't know very many Black guys to put in a picture.
I do know a lot of Black guys, though. I do know a lot.
I mean, you know, all my friends, basically, well, we know Marjorie has a friend, Teresa, who comes over all the time. She's Black, but I had to think about that. You know, because I don't make that distinction. But when I think about, do I have any Black friends? No, I really don't, outside of knowing Teresa. You know, but then again, I don't have any friends.
Well, there you go, Charlie. Now
I can tell you honestly, I've been in 3 shows. I've been in 3 shows that were almost all Black people, and that was the most fun I have ever had in doing that in theater in my life. I mean, They like Black people are so funny. They know how to have fun. Oh my God, it's like they're awesome. I really feel that way. It's like a total blast. It's the most fun thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
In my life.
Well, I just, you know, I mean, I just, I don't really have any Black people that I know at this point. I can't say that I knew that many before. I mean, I never made the distinction. Okay.
Jack and Charlie aren't really Black, is what you're saying.
No.
He's just make believe.
Charlie really is.
No.
But I never pay attention to that. You know, I don't care.
Right.
You know, but the thing is, today you're supposed to care. I mean,
right. Well, all the stuff I just said, I didn't even think about Charlie because I just think of Charlie as Charlie. I mean, honestly, I just think of him as Charlie. I didn't think, oh, I can't say this because you're Black. Well, I can't say these things.
Played basketball.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I played.
Isn't it ridiculous though, Charlie? Isn't it kind of ridiculous in a way sometimes?
Sometimes.
Would you say?
I
mean, I understand when people get like nasty, but like if you're just like trying to be you're just saying what you think and you have good intentions. I don't understand why people get so upset.
I played pickup basketball in my 20s and 30s, and I had all Black friends, and we had a good team. That's why I want all Black friends.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, they're the best sports people in this country. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just that I think
in water polo.
Well, you know, I mean, you come into a community like this, and I'm sure that Black people, the most friends they have are Black, not white. You know, I think you have a tendency to hang around people you have a similarity to, a connection to.
You know, that's a good question because you know why? Like in Queens, I was going for a walk with my sister. We were just walking around, going to the park. And if you really think about it, the Chinese stay with the Chinese. the Indians stay with the Indians. I mean, why is everybody really afraid to say it? We all just, it's kind of just happens. It's like a natural thing.
When you say Indians, do you mean Dothead or Woo Woo?
I don't know, because I get confused which is which sometimes, so I kind of got to group them all together.
Albert used to say that all the time to me, and I went, that is so bad that I love it, you know.
Yeah, because sometimes I get confused. You know, the ones who own the candy stores, is that fair enough?
You want to hear the most racist Indian joke I ever heard?
Like they own every one now.
Oh, God.
You want to hear the most racist Indian? Do you want to hear the most racist Indian joke I've ever heard? Come on, folks, you can now, you know, go online and out me and me too me and do all of that.
How racist was it?
Press record.
Do you know why Indians have a dot on their head?
Yeah. Get out of my store.
Some store owners going, get out of my store right now. Yeah, okay, that's the joke.
I heard that one. And you know what? The funniest comedians, you know, the funniest comedians that I've heard, are comedians that talk about themselves, the observations of themselves, and also the observations of other people, white people, you know, or different nationalities. And you know, and I look at, I've seen Chris Rock, I've seen just a number of good comedians, and a lot of them have that. And man, if you start, which they've already started doing, they start taking that stuff away, and you can't make fun of yourself or or people without people getting hurt. There's no comedy.
I'm glad you brought up Chris Rock, because what I've said for a long time is that I get a little tired of Chris Rock going, you know, the funny thing about white people, and then he goes into this whole thing about white people, and I'm thinking, if I did that about blacks, I'd never work again. But he gets to talk about whites in that way and stereotyping whites. Is that right, Charlie?
White people used to say funny thing about black people for decades.
Well, no, but that doesn't make it right, does it?
It does, though. That's the whole thinking. It does make it right.
No, you would think
because white people are in charge.
You would have thought that if there were jokes about black people and you didn't like them and you felt bad about them, that you don't just go doing white jokes, because that seems like the idea. You would know better not to do them because you'd been affected by the reverse. Am I wrong, Charlie? Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
You know, I mean, I just,
you know what's funny,
huh?
Like for my, like I even though I'm Italian, like we used to go to my mom's friends, and they were real Italians, Alex. And I used to make fun of them, and I'll tell you why. We used to go to a kid's birthday party, and they say, all right, John, it's time to have cake. And all the fucking kids, like the first son named John, they get up and they run to the table. It's stupid. I said, look at these dumb guineas.
Well, wait a minute.
Name their first son John, and like 6 kids come up and run. It's just dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. I think Chris Rock words it because he can get away with it. Doesn't make it funny, I don't think. Because I can almost say, like, well, that's like, most black, you know, I heard most black people come to work late. I mean,
especially when you consider that Chris Rock grew up basically in a white neighborhood.
Yeah, right, Alex. He's not from a rough area.
Yeah. So, and all of a sudden he's trying to go ghetto. You know?
Is it almost like he holds a card in his hand where he can play it like I can make fun of them, but they can't do it to me? What would they do to Lenny Bruce then today? They would probably kill him again.
Oh, Lenny Bruce? They tried. Yeah, they killed him back then. What are you saying?
The first time, they would kill him a second time.
They killed him before. You know. Hey
Look
there,
O.J. Simpson. He only killed white people.
Yeah.
O.J.'s got that disease, the CT on the brain, I think.
Hey, by the way, here, everybody, cool. Here's the black guy. He just showed up.
That's Mr. Black Guy.
That's Mr.
Irvin Jackson.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. How you doing?
Hey, we're gonna get read the riot act.
I'm not gonna read the riot act to anybody, but Bennett.
Yeah.
You have known me since I was 13 years old.
Yes.
Since I rode the Greyhound bus to Marin City and had some friends pick me up to take me to KTIM, and you don't you said, I know Charlie Wallace. He's a black guy. I know.
I mentioned you.
Did he?
In passing, which is a joke in itself.
But I knew you when you weren't black, so you know.
Oh wow!
Well, no, you know, growing up, I'll tell you something. I probably saw racism worse than he did because I was a Jew growing up in California in those days.
Yeah.
And that was far more worse than being black, believe it or not.
It really was.
You know.
It really was.
Except
to begin with, everybody would invite you over to eat and see if they could kind of fool you into eating pork. You know.
Except you can hide being Jewish. You can't hide being black.
Well, no, you're absolutely right about that. But
now I'm going to disagree about that.
Okay.
Because you have and Charlie Wallace will say amen to this. You have a surprising number of Black Americans who do not appear black.
Yep.
Yeah. I think Charlie could hide it if he wanted to.
Not to us.
Yeah.
No, I just think you could.
Well, all I'm saying is that when I grew up in California, I mean, being Jewish was different, and there were, you would hear Jew jokes, When people, the thing that always bothered me most were people would come over to me and say, so I went in the store and I Jewed the guy down.
Oh, geez.
And I went, what is Jewing somebody down? Oh, I guess we're cheap. I get it, we're cheap.
Well, you might not remember this, Alex. Do you remember what I
How
said?
about Welcher? A good word.
And we're all rich, by the way. My father never made more than $5,000 a year, and I wondered where all the rich Jews were exactly, Well,
I always felt bad for the Welsh people because, if you're a Welcher, me.
No, it's not a Welsher. It's a Welcher. Yes,
Black
Jack.
guy. Yeah.
Jack.
Do you remember when I was considering converting to Judaism?
Oh, really?
I think I remember that vaguely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we voted to not let you in.
That's true.
Yeah.
Plus, I didn't care for the ritual circumcision.
Yeah. Well, we're also a little worried about the fact that we wouldn't want them to think less of us because you were a Jew. So
Well, no. The reason I didn't do it.
Yeah.
If I had have been a black Jew, I would have had a real dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
Should I try to buy it wholesale or just steal it?
Okay, he made that joke, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
I didn't say it. Okay, I didn't say it.
You can complain next hour.
Yeah. You can call the intersection and
inner sanctum.
The inner sanctum.
Yeah.
Which
Alex is tongue tied.
Which for the last week has been saying that your shows were on in April when they should have said May, but I'm getting old.
I noticed that.
I know you're getting old too, so you don't notice it. So I can.
Where do people listen to the intersection on TuneIn?
They can listen on Gabnet.net. The player.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
That's one place.
TuneIn.
That's one place. And TuneIn.
Gabnet.net.
TuneIn.
Okay.
That's another way to do it. If you've got an Alexa, I call it Alexa because if I say the other word, it goes off. You can just say, Alexa, play tune in Great American Broadcast. And it will automatically start playing on your Amazon device. So,
or Ray, you can come down here and you can hear it on my computer here at the house and we'll put you up for the weekend.
Yeah.
All right.
I thought you came on the show, Jack, to give us your Zoom address.
There's a wise ass in every crowd.
I'll tell you. The Zoom. The bad thing about the Zoom is that long address. It's not like you can take a name like Gabnet Live and tell people type in Gabnet Live, Also, you can't call people with Zoom. That's
and for the benefit of those that did not hear you say this, you and I had a extensive conversation today about whether to go to Zoom or not, and you convinced me that it's maybe not the thing I should do for this.
Yeah, well, I advised initially. I said, go to Zoom, and then I thought about it, and I said, he's doing fine with Skype. Skype is just as easy for most people. Alan has yet to be able to get it installed and working on his computer, but that's Alan. So don't.
I want you to know I tried over the weekend, Jack. But
we appreciate that.
Wow.
Yeah, but we've had two people, other than Richard Johansson calling from Norway or wherever the hell in Scandinavia he's living. But Jeff Stein has had a problem getting in on
always
Skype.
having a problem.
And Alan, and that's it.
I don't have any problem ever.
Important people. Oh, on this show.
You just type in Gabnet Live. Well, in all deference to Jeff, who I love, and he's a good friend, and
You're
I
not
love
going
him.
to say he's black.
Well, no, but he's not very good at new technology. So it took us forever.
Old technology.
Yeah, it took us a while to get him to, turn his audio on and do things like that. So, oops, wait a minute. I pushed the wrong button here. Hold on.
Kidding.
I accidentally touched a button. Yes, Ray. Yes, Ray.
Bye. Wave, everybody.
Oh, I was just waving. I thought we were done.
No, we're not. We're not. No, that was a different thing.
Whenever I hear the music, it's like Pavlov's dogs. I just start waving.
No, I accidentally hit the keyboard and it started the thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Alan.
How about moving Jack over to Gabnet? At the end of this show, Jack comes on and moderates it, and we can all be on the show here.
Huh?
On
That's
Zoom.
$1 million idea.
On Zoom. Yeah.
Well, I'd have to give him the sign in and everything for Zoom.
And he doesn't trust me. He doesn't trust me that much.
Just make him a moderator. I think he would use his own sign-in.
I mean, one night, if you want to try Zoom, I can give you the sign in for Zoom, and you can
We're all
go
here.
in on this account.
Charlie didn't fall asleep tonight. We're okay.
Yeah, but he doesn't have
Charlie,
the.
wake up for crying out loud!
No, we're not done yet.
It's not Charlie that falls asleep on my show, although that is rather intimidating when it happens.
He fell asleep on our show yesterday, was it?
Yeah.
No, Mike Allen is the one that falls asleep at least 3 nights a week.
I was a little concerned. Charlie nodded off, and I thought, oh, my God, I hope it's okay. And then
Don't make fun
Alex
of that,
asked
Ray.
him a question, and he woke up. So
Yeah, don't make fun of that, Ray.
Did Mike Allen used to call this show before?
This show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I banned him from it. That's why he's on Jack's show.
Yeah, I remember hearing him all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I took him in like a lost puppy.
Yeah. And he's been, for the most part, he's called you almost every night.
Oh, yeah.
Mike. Mike's great.
Yeah.
Mike's great, man.
Oh.
It's hilarious.
Sometimes I don't understand what Mike is talking about, but then again, nobody else understands it either.
Right.
That's the best part.
Right. But,
That's why I like having Ray Renati and Jeff, because when they're on my panels, the intelligence level goes up at least 75% over what I'm saying.
it's funny because on my show, when they call, the intelligence level goes down. Why is that?
Yeah, I knew he was. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I was waiting. I knew it.
It's a Euclidean ratio there, a Euclidean theorem. Theorem?
I gotta go. I gotta get ready for the intersection.
Everything
Talk
is
to you
relative.
guys on the other side of the hour.
Yeah, he's got to go do his little show. Okay, see you later, Jack.
Bye, Jack.
I listened one night, and it sounded like he was introducing the Golden State Warriors. Everybody.
Who?
Like Jack.
Oh yeah.
Sound like all
you're
the
special.
introductions to people and
Yeah.
Great. It's awesome.
See
You
the
feel
problem.
like a
See the
real
problem he
person.
had. This is why I don't want him going to Zoom. He couldn't figure out how to get out of Zoom. So I mean. Anyway, there's the theme, by the way. Hey, it's been a nice show tonight. We got up to a bunch of people. Okay, that's good.
See 45 on my side.
What?
45 people.
Really? I only see 40 right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
it's
the other ones are here.
It's dropping. It was up to 45, huh? Okay. Well, that's good. Anyway, hey, listen, we'll be back again tomorrow night, and we'll see all you guys again. Alan, thank you so much. Jeff, always a pleasure. Charlie, thank you very much. What is that? The square root of -4 is 2.
Oh, yeah.
And what does it say below it?
It says it's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
An eye. Okay, I think you've worn that one before, but it's good.
Yeah.
Tony, great having you here. It's also good to have John Larkin here. He hasn't said anything tonight, by the way. I don't think.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. Scott, thank you. We love it when you call. Of course, the what do you call it? The Unabomber was with us tonight. Ray Renati, the
right.
Unabomber.
That's right.
And also, our good friend Brian Neary. And we also just lost Trucker Steve. Why don't all of you give a big wave goodbye, and I'll give a big wave goodbye back at you, okay? There they go. That's our citizen panel for tonight. Jack Bishop is next with The Intersection. He's going to be using Skype, and you can Skype him by typing in the name Gabnet Live, GABNETLIVE, and you can call him. Please do call him. He runs a great show over there. I'll see you again tomorrow night at 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Same time, same station in life. And by the way, as always, and as I admonish you on numerous occasions, if you see her, tell her I love her. And by the way, get a vaccination, wear a mask, and be safe out there. Good night, everybody.